This academic task 1 looks at changes in house prices in a number of cities over a defined period of time. This task calls for you to write at least 150 words, and this example comes in at 197 words in total, which is fine. Now let's look at the marking criteria that Rob described earlier. First of all, let's look at task achievement. The text does highlight a number of details from the graph provided, but they're not really pulled together to give a clear and comprehensive overview of the data. As you can see here, here, and here, the data to support the description is quite vague or is missing altogether. Mentioning lower than 0 or above 0 is not really enough detail, and this would certainly result in a lower score in this area. Now, if we move on to look at the question of coherence, the information which is presented is well organized with a clear overall progression together with some good use of linking devices, so that's a positive. The next area to consider is lexical resource and the range of vocabulary and how accurately it's used. Here, the range of vocabulary is certainly appropriate to the task, and there are several attempts to use less common vocabulary. However, there are some inaccuracies in how this vocabulary is used, such as average home worths rather than values as an alternative to prices in the original question. Or this repeated example of a negative deflection. This is a term commonly used in science and medicine, but not appropriate in this context. Other examples are differ in comparison from the 1989 prices rather than in comparison with, or on the average rather than on average. But the attempt to use this language is a strong positive. Finally, if we look at grammatical range and accuracy with reference to the band descriptors, we can see that while there are examples of both simple and complex sentences, they're mainly simple sentences, and the text could have been improved by making more use of complex sentences. There are occasional slips in grammar, such as 60% of the 5 cities shows, but these really don't cause any problem for the reader.